Hello boys and girls, Andy Rafael from etechnics.com here. We started doing videos again. Obviously that's where our roots, sort of, where eTechnics originated from video reviews. We obviously then went over to written reviews to give you, more of a technical insight into things. But we are back doing videos as well. Not so extensive as our written reviews, so instead we get a product like this and just really sort of, give an overview into the design, aesthetics. And then if it's needed, and we feel that it's needed, then possibly we'll look at doing separate videos for benchmarks and things like that. Maybe even overclocking videos and things, because especially with something like this, because it's a little bit different to what most people expect. So let's get straight into it. So we've got the GTX Titan, Nvidia's latest graphics card. This is a Gigabyte one. So there's a few differences that we need to talk through first, before we sort of get straight into the card, mainly when it comes to the technology. So this currently is the world's most powerful single core graphics card. Currently, obviously AMD may bring out something at a future date, who knows, and even if we did, we wouldn't be able to say anything. So there's a few obviously new differences with this that I will explain as we sort of go through, mainly when it comes to GPU boost and things like that. But first, really just wanted to talk about the design of the card, because it is an amazing looking card. We have already done a written review on it, so you can check that out on etechnics.com, and I will put the link just in the description somewhere down here, so you guys can obviously have a read up about the actual performance, but I will mention some of the performance in this video as well. So like I said, this is the Gigabyte edition. It's a reference card. I have to sort of stress that this is a reference card. Every single GTX Titan at the moment is a reference card. It's just got a different badge on it, but other than that, it's pretty much as you get it from Nvidia. So the box is typical from what we see of Gigabyte, with this sort of big eye on there. It's Windows 8 compatible, OC Guru 2 support. It comes with 6 gig of GDDR5 memory, and of course it's the GeForce GTX Titan. Looking at sort of other parts of the box, we've got the little barcode sticker there, just so you can see obviously a few more details about it. Nothing really too exciting. PCI Express 3. The back obviously gives a lot more detail into the card, so some of the main features. That's powered by GTX Titan GPU, which I will sort of talk through the specs a little bit more as well, because this has got a dramatic increase in CUDA cores compared to like the 680 and so forth. Loads of different languages, a little bit about OC Guru 2, and that's pretty much it really. The box is quite simple, and I don't really want to delve into the box too much because there's not exactly a lot to talk about. So when you take the sort of outer box sleeve off, you can see that you've got a Gigabyte branded box. Now straight away, what I want to stress is this is a very, very expensive card, and because of that, you can just see the quality even in the packaging. This has got a sort of, I don't know if you can hear it, it's like a quality box feel, and I've seen that before with Asus with their top cards. It has like a really nice sort of quality box, and it's the same with this. You can just tell straight away that whatever is inside here is going to be something quite special. So opening it up, once again, look, it just looks so much different to what you'd expect a normal graphics card, coming in like a brown box and an anti-static bag inside, and that's pretty much it. It's just a little bit different. So inside we get a mouse pad, actually, a gaming grade mouse pad, as they clearly put it, for extreme accuracy. So obviously if you're going to buy a product like this graphics card, you're going to be gaming a lot, so having a decent mouse pad is obviously going to come in really handy. And obviously Gigabyte trying to brand their own products. This is obviously a Gigabyte branded mouse pad, and it does clearly state that it's suitable for the M8000, which is a Gigabyte mouse. So obviously they have tried to sort of pimp their own products a little bit, because why not? If you make graphics cards, you make mouse pads, and you make mice, then why not sort of emphasize that a little bit. Another sort of box inside, really good quality feel. Just going to move that out the way so you can't see the card yet, so I can talk through this. Inside here is where we get a few accessories. Now something quite different. They give you a pack of playing cards. So and obviously a little bit of awards on here as well. So the winner of IF Product Design Award 2012 and 2013. Yeah, pack of playing cards. I think that's really cool. Really nice little idea from Gigabyte there. Probably won't ever use it, but everyone loves novel little free gifts and things like that. We've got HDMI cable, looks like a meter, good quality cable. We have a couple of power connectors, so we've got quite a sort of short twin Molex to 6-pin PCI Express power adapter. Then we've got a slightly longer twin Molex to 8-pin PCI Express power connector. To be honest, if you're buying a card like this, you should have the relevant power supply that should conform to the latest standards. So you shouldn't really have a need for them, but they're pretty cheap for Gigabyte to bundle in anyway. So here with a little dust cap on there, straight away that tells me that quality, little things like this. It's the personal little touches. So we've got a DVI VGA adapter. Once again though, if you're buying a card like this, I can't see you using VGA at all. DisplayPort, HDMI, DVI, that sort of stuff. Driver CD. Once again, I normally sort of stress this on anyone that I tell about drivers. Go on the website, you're going to get the latest ones. NVIDIA's website, you get the latest drivers. The CD, by the time you get it, could be old. Quick guide, pretty self-explanatory. So yeah, moving that out of the way, we can move this back into shot. And straight away, there's the card. So let's take this out of this nice sort of foam packaging. Move that box out of the way. So there it is, the NVIDIA GeForce GTX Titan, and like I say, it is a reference design. This is sort of the only branding on here, Gigabyte, and then obviously the dust caps and things like that. But yeah, generally that is it. So let's sort of look at it a little bit more in detail. So I'm just going to take the camcorder off the tripod, and that way we can sort of get in a little bit closer. Would be so much easier if I had a cameraman, but needs must and all that. So this is the GTX Titan. First thing you're going to notice is it's not too big, but it's quite a big card. But if I grab a 680 that I happen to have laying around, this is the Lightning 680 from MSI. You can see for a reference card it's quite big, but in comparison to the 680 Lightning, it's actually quite small. And the 680 Lightning is obviously a huge mammoth of a card. But yeah, Titan, the name of it itself, sort of does give you that idea that it's going to be a pretty big card, pretty powerful. Titan does mean power and things like that. So you're not going to expect it to come out looking the same sort of size as a Radeon HD 7770. First thing you will notice as well though, not just with the size, but it looks absolutely amazing. It looks very, very similar to the GTX 690, and you can see this sort of shrouding, metal shrouding with these sort of Allen key bolts on here, and this is a sort of perspex window here, so you can actually see the aluminium heatsink underneath, which sort of is part of the vapor chamber design. Got one of these dustproof fans as well, which obviously assists in cooling. This does sort of come apart, but I'm not even gonna attempt it in this video, maybe in another video, but I know there are other guys out there on YouTube who have taken these apart and done a really good job at that as well. If you are looking at obviously getting a water block or anything like that, but for now this is the sort of design of the card. So you can see where it's sort of broken up into different segments. So we've got this sort of grey silver bit, the black bit, and another screw there comes down, and this whole sort of this block actually comes out, then this bit comes off as well, this bit comes off to the side, and it's pretty well made up. I actually watched a couple of videos and I've seen some sort of photos and stuff of this being taken apart, and it's pretty complex. Not for the faint-hearted, especially when it's it's a lot of money. It's sort of £1,000 almost. That I don't know. Can you imagine taking something apart like this worth £1,000 and screwing it up? I don't know. I think you'd be kicking yourself a little bit. So we can see the aluminium heatsink comes all the way along here. So we've got a bit down here as well. Obviously that goes all the way along and then feeds into this part as well. GeForce GTX branding. If I actually stand this up GeForce GTX branding. This all lights up, which is quite cool. We saw that on sort of the reference, I think 680 had it and 690 as well, so this all lights up green, which is great if you've got like a Gigabyte G1 killer motherboard, you know, all matches in, but if you've got an Asus ROG board or something, it's really not gonna go that well with a red and black theme and then, you know, green. So power wise, we've got an 8-pin here and a 6-pin, 250 watt I believe TDP. So you are you're restricted by these power connectors here, but there's nothing stopping manufacturers, I don't think Nvidia would have a problem with them creating their own versions and obviously turning one of these 6 pins into an 8-pin instead, and possibly you know, sort of opening up that power envelope slightly, and obviously that's going to help with you know, people who want to do extreme overclocking and things like that. We've got 2 SLI connectors on here, covered by these dust caps. The memory, it's got 6 gig of memory, so there is actually some on the front, and then as you can see we've got some on the back as well. Purely, you know, you can see every angle, every sort of aspect of this card is filled with, you know, different components. Nothing's sort of been missed out, so they have sort of, you know, had to think about the design quite a lot in terms of, you know, putting the memory chips on the back and things like that, you know, because there was nowhere else to put it unless you're going to look at extending the board out even more. Speaking about the power, we can see that there's obviously this is the 8-pin, this is the 6-pin, but you can see we've got another 8 here, but they're not populated at the moment, which to me tells me that this PCB could be used and another connector put on here. I'm guessing that's going to be something that, you know, EVGA, Asus, maybe Gigabyte will do in the future. But yeah, the possibilities there, I guess. Display connectors, so we'll look at that. I love the fact that when graphics cards come with these dust sort of caps on there, it just tells me, you know, that they've sort of thought about things a little bit more, especially if you're paying £1,000 for a graphics card. You expect to have, I don't know, something a little bit extra. So, you know, we got them on the SLI connectors, we got it on the PCI Express connector down here, and then, you know, on here as well. It's just that little bit extra touch that, you know, you get. It's the difference between, you know, buying a Vauxhall Corsa or you know, a Ferrari. it really does sort of give that extra little difference, and I really like it when they do that. So we can see we've got a little bit of you know, a little bit of space for heat dissipation to be exhausted at the back. We've got a full size, I'll take this off, full size DisplayPort connector. Next to that we have a HDMI connector, and then we've got 2 DVI connectors as well. So if I just take this one off if I can, really awkward when I'm holding a camera. So yeah, you can see that we've got these 2 DVIs, HDMI and DisplayPort, and obviously we can do Nvidia surround on this just like we can with the 680 and other Kepler series as well. Titan branding just on here, and other than that, that's pretty much it when it comes to sort of the design of the card. I didn't really want to, you know, ramble on too much about it, but it pretty much, you know, does all the talking for you. It's a fantastic looking card, and especially for a reference card, you look at sort of some of AMD's examples of reference cards, and they're really not that aesthetically pleasing, whereas this, it just oozes quality on every sort of aspect. Now, talking about specs a little bit, okay, I am going to have to sort of walk away a little bit because I've got these written down, and obviously, you know, you can't expect me to remember every single spec of this card, but there's quite a big gap, and now when you look at the 680 to the Titan in terms of CUDA cores, I think the 680 had something like 1500 CUDA cores. This has actually got 2688. So once it's been adopted under folding and things like that, this is going to fold like an absolute Titan, as it were. You know, it's going to be absolutely amazing when you think about it. Base clock on this is 837 megahertz with a boost clock at 876. Now we actually managed to overclock this ourselves, and we have done a written review, and once again it will be in the description just below here. We actually managed to get the base clock. I'm going to have to walk away a little bit more. The base clock we got up to 1012 megahertz with a boost clock of 1051. Now the memory clock is on a standard 1502, and we got that up to 1652. So quite a big jump, and we did see, you know, quite a nice little performance increase. Just looking at the likes of 3D Mark, we ended up getting on stock, you know, running stock clocks on this, it was about 4,800 on the extreme preset. Once we'd overclocked to them results that I just said, them different core clock speeds and memory speeds, we managed to run 3D Mark 11 again, and we actually got it from sort of 4,800 up to 5525, so 5,525. Now that's a really, really nice sort of increase, in my opinion, definitely. And it just goes to show, you know, that there is potential for this card to sort of, you know, boost that a little bit further. Now, speaking about boost, what I want to explain about this card is that the original GPU boost that we saw on the GTX 680 Kepler and so forth, it worked on a sort of power basis. So no matter sort of, you know, if your temperature got up to a certain degrees, it was all about how much power the card was generating. And then it would start sort of, you know, ramping up automatically in terms of the boost clock, but then it would start bringing it back down again, which was okay. It was nice at the time. It was a new technology, but this works completely differently. It doesn't work off power, it works off temperature. So this will keep on boosting until it gets to, you know, a certain temperature threshold. So let's say that's 90 degrees, for instance. This card could keep boosting all the way up until the core itself hit 90 degrees, and then it will start sort of ramping itself back down again. Whereas before, you know, if it had a TDP of 250 watts, as soon as it hit that 250 watts, that was it. You couldn't go any further. So for people who are, you know, doing it extreme under extreme cooling or water cooling and stuff like that, they were pretty much stuffed, because, you know, they could only go as far as a normal person on air could. Whereas this is completely different. You stick this bad boy underwater, you know, you're going to get some really good temperatures, as well as, you know, under extreme circumstances, like we've seen with Andre Yang from Zeus and Vince from Kingpin Cooling and EVGA. They've managed to, you know, push these cards like absolutely ridiculous levels. So there's definitely, you know, this new technology which is it's being a lot better received, because when you had cards like the 680, you know, even this Lightning one with this fantastic reactor core thing that looks like something out of Iron Man on the back, it could still only go, you know, as far as it could go no matter what, whereas Titan is completely different. Hopefully I might get some videos up of showing, you know, this in action, overclocked and things. Let us know in the comments below, and if you do want that kind of thing, I can get some videos up, but I will put a description to the written review so you can see exactly how the performance was at stock, how far we managed to overclock it, like I said, and what the result was in 3D Mark 11. But I may do a few other results if people want it. That's pretty much all I can really say about this. You know, the other usual stuff, PCI Express 3, runs on a 384-bit memory interface, all the boring specs that, you know, you can go and read anywhere. This video was more about showing you sort of the design, talking through, you know, the performance on a small scale, because we want you to go and read the review, sit down. We've got charts on the written review so you can actually see how it compares against, you know, other cards in the market from both Nvidia and AMD from different brands. This is Gigabyte, you know, we have the MSI card over here. You can see exactly how this sort of compares with them cards, so check that out. Hopefully you guys like this video. This is our sort of second video since we've come back to doing videos. The first was on the MSI Z77 mPower. Hopefully this has been a bit, you know, quite informative for you. Let us know in the comments what you think of these videos and what kind of videos you want to see in the future, and we'll get that done for you. For now, my name's Andy Rafael from eTechnics.com, and hope to do some more videos for you guys in the future. Until next time, bye.